Hey everybody, Alan here. Today we're going to talk about K&N FIPKs, fuel injection performance kits, for the 2016 to 2022 Chevrolet Colorado and GMC Canyon 4-cylinders. The trucks are mechanically identical. Obviously there's some appearance and interior differences. This is a Colorado, and this is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. This truck has the 77 series, which is the aluminum intake tube, has the heat shield here, big K&N oiled filtered element here. K&N makes different series of kits. They have 50 series, 60 series, and 70 series. And the Colorado Canyon is one of the few instances where they make all three versions for the same vehicle. They don't always do that. Certain vehicles may only have a certain series available, but with the Canyon Colorado 4-cylinders, they offer all three. Generally with K&N, the higher number means more aggressive, more power, but also more volume in terms of noise. I don't mean volume of air, I mean volume of sound. This is the 77 series, which is the most aggressive one they make. Compare it with the stock airbox and intake. So this here in my hand is the stock airbox. You see it takes this little snorkel from the inner fender, and then it's got all of this resonance in it, and then a panel filter, and then it outputs there to the mass airflow. It comes out right here where this silicone connector is. And then this massive thing is the stock intake plenum. Now you'll be able to see it more from the back side, but the actual path of the air only runs from here to there. All of this stuff out here is a resonance chamber to keep things quiet. So as I said, if you look at it from the back, you can see very clearly that the actual air path just runs here, but then it's got these resonance chambers to keep everything quiet. As you can guess, you lose a lot of airflow that way. Not so much in terms of volume, but in terms of velocity and in terms of signal. So when you go to a 77 series like this, what you notice mostly is throttle response. So much quicker, so much more responsive to pedal input, and you can visually see the difference. The air is just going from here to there, and that's it. With the 60 series, it looks visually the same. This tube, however, is not the aluminum metal. It is a molded composite, plastic, whatever, which is not so loud. This aluminum, the downside of it is that it tends to resonate and vibrate and amplify sound, which I will demonstrate in just a minute. The 50 series on these is interesting because it doesn't come with this. It uses the stock airbox, which I showed you a minute ago, with a K&N panel filter and then a composite replacement tube here. Interestingly, it's 5 horsepower per series. So the 50 series on these, K&N says, is good for about 5 horsepower. The 60 series is good for about 10 horsepower, and the 70 series is good for 15. But what I want to show you is the sound difference, and I'm going to pause the recording. We'll get in the truck. So now we are inside. Don't worry, the truck is pre-warmed. I just drove it over here. So it's not like I'm just going to cold rev it mercilessly. Parking brake is set. So you hear a little bit of a rumble. This truck does also have an MBRP exhaust on it, so you can hear that a little bit at idle. But let me demonstrate the intake noise for you. Soft limiter, but all that resonance you hear between 3,000 and 4,000 RPM is the intake noise that is added by that 70 series K&N. So I personally don't mind that at all. I like a more aggressive, louder vehicle. But that is the decision point. And that would be the reason they make the different series. It's just a question of which do you want. If you want the truck to be quieter and you just want the fuel mileage increase with a little power, then go with the 50 series. If you want maximum performance and don't care about the noise, go with the 70, and then the 60 splits the difference. We at SQ will happily sell and install any flavor of K&N intake. We're a full spectrum K&N dealer, and we happily stand by all of their products. So hope that helps your decision making. And like everything else in the automotive world, the question is just how fast you want to go.